Hey, welcome to the Facebook Wars with Carlos Alazraqui and Vince Don Vito, live from the Jon Lovitz Podcast Theater at Universal Studios Hollywood. You can listen to us live Mondays at noon on the GoCast Network. Subscribe to our weekly podcast on iTunes. That's amazing. Like us on Facebook at the Cyber Wars. You can follow us on Twitter. You can call us. You can call us at 818-850-7746. Help the Facebook Wars grow by subscribing and telling all of your friends that you like, and tell your friends that you don't like.
Especially them.
Especially them. Tell them about us. Tell them to subscribe. Click on that little red button. Carlos is gone today, so we are...
Where is he?
He is just came back from Nashville, and I think he's shooting something or recording some voices today.
Ah.
You know, he does that voice. It's very popular.
Does he do it? It sounds like
That sounded a little like Morocco Mole.
Oh, no, or Speedy Gonzalez.
We are joined today by my good friend, Rick Beatty.
What?
Yeah, what?
That's me.
Host of From the Bunker. Rick, would you tell us about From the Bunker?
You can find us at from-the-bunker.com, or you can email us at info@from-the-bunker.com.
Don't forget your dashes.
Yes, because otherwise you will get
lost.
nothing. You'll get nothing.
Do you know where it goes if you don't go to the dash?
Yeah, it goes to somebody other than us.
It goes to Mark Levin.
Mark Levin, yeah, exactly. Oh, those Tommies!
Damn you!
Libs. We do a weekly political podcast.
Mm-hmm.
New shows up every Thursday.
Okay.
We're on Progressive Blend. We are on a bunch of different networks, all of which I've forgotten at the moment.
And you co-host with
Jody Hamilton. The lovely and talented Jody Hamilton, the Wizard of Wonk herself. The woman's like crazy, wicked smart.
Yes.
Yeah, like
it's tough to keep up with those damn smart people.
I know. A lot of times I'm just sitting there going like,
yeah, what do I say? Let me just laugh. That way they'll think that I'm agreeing with her.
And a lot of times I'm just like looking up like football scores.
Yes.
For the most part. But
so, rough day for Laker fans. Another nail in the coffin.
As it were. Yeah, I know, right?
Jerry Buss.
Dr. Jerry.
Dr. Jerry.
He Cancer?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he'd been sort of fading for a while, and they kept it really like on the DL.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess over the weekend he took a more.
Well,
at the end of
they finally
last
admitted that
right.
he was admitted to the hospital.
Right.
I'm wondering why they keep such things quiet. Dick, why do you got a mic over there, Dick?
Not today, not yet.
Let's get you a mic because we want to hear things from you. I wonder why sometimes they decide till the last minute. Are they doing it for the sake of the players? Are they doing it for the sake of the fans?
They're not publicly owned, right?
No, they're.
Are they stockholders? The only reason I could think of would be, maybe
people
like
jumping ship.
Yes, people jumping ship. Well, like they haven't already.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're worried about the fans. I mean, really, it's like people not, jumping off the Yankee bandwagon. It's not going to happen. They've got such a brand,
right,
that it's probably
right. Well, that's why they're on like almost every Sunday, and they still have like a sub 500.
Amazing.
Yeah, and they're on. Well,
they got Kobe.
They got Kobe. Same way the Cowboys were always on.
Yes.
That's why I hate
and
the Cowboys.
Got the moniker of America's team, which I hated.
Well, you're a Giants fan.
Yes,
so.
And you're a Bengal fan.
I'm
so you
Bengal
understand.
fan. So,
you understand.
I do. I never liked the Cowboys, and they were on every freaking
all
week.
The time, and of course they're on Thanksgiving.
Right. Exactly.
Why don't the Lions give up that?
Why do the Lions even have that slot? Did they like?
I don't know. Is it just that
my dad would say like, did they catch him killing a Chinaman?
Oh, sure.
I know, and I don't mean that any disrespect.
So anyway, Laker Nation is having a really tough year. They're having a very dismal season for the Lakers.
Yeah. Well, it just shows you can't buy a team. I mean, the Yankees
They've done pretty
they've
well.
done pretty well buying a team, but with
Well, I think it's a little trickier when you're only putting out 5 players,
Right.
and chemistry
Right,
is really
right.
important. They tried it a couple of years ago, bringing in Karl Malone and Gary Payton.
right,
and it
they
was
did better though.
They did better. They went to the finals,
finals,
but
yeah.
they lost against Detroit,
Right.
which was, I thought, an undermanned but inspired
Uh-huh.
team. So
Was that with Artest back then?
no, I don't think
Was that
Artest was there. I think it was. Oh boy, it was like Lindsey Hunter, and I think it
Wow.
was the last of. I don't know who was on that team.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who the score. I think the only person that I might know is. I mean, none of those other guys were there. Isaiah Thomas was gone.
Yeah, he's long gone by then.
Dumars was gone. Mahorn and Lambier.
Yeah.
The
No, this
usual
was-
characters
Yeah.
were gone. There was no Dennis Rodman. None of the bad boys.
Right.
That was kind
'Cause
of
that
a-
was the 80s.
That was yes.
Yeah, it's
so
the
this
80s
was
team.
and this was the late 90s.
You're right. So
Boy, we've been around for a long time.
I'm getting old, man.
Damn, you are. Let's turn all the lights on. Damn it. Let's turn all the lights on.
Make it sexy
Dick's
in
turning
here.
on the mood lighting. So
And me.
and you. Do 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 do.
Strangers
Christopher
in-
Dorner. What
Yeah.
was once Christopher Dorner is now.
No, like a
gone.
briquette.
Do you care?
I know that's horrible. Again, I'm going.
That's not. I didn't know that actually charcoal was already cooked.
Cooked, right? Exactly.
Like, how does that happen? It's
know.
already burned, and now we're going to burn it again. It's
Again.
going to give us such joy.
Oh my God, you went right there. I started it. I admit
Tough,
it.
tough,
tough.
tough week for all of law enforcement.
Yes.
Now, there's probably a better way to let your problems out, huh?
Yeah. It's weird because at the gym, I'm hearing people say, "Yeah, well, he's kind of a hero." I'm like, "What the are
Yeah.
you talking about?" No.
Yeah, he's
no,
not a
no, no.
hero.
He's not a hero in any way, shape, or form.
He's not even an anti-hero.
hero. I know. He's not even like
He's
Snake.
not he's not
even
Batman.
or Snake Plissken. He's not. Thank you. He may okay. He may have had a point for being a whistleblower and being released from LAPD. I might give him something there,
Yes.
but like
Apples and oranges.
Apples and oranges.
You think
Right,
he
you
would have went for the more aggressive letter writing campaign?
right. No, I know.
Let's just go, Christopher. Let's try the online petition.
Standing out front of the
Yeah.
courthouse with like
How about a bull?
sign.
How about a bullhorn?
Bullhorn, LAPD sucks. They fired me. Whatever. Personally,
No justice, no peace.
peace.
I know you like that one, Rick.
It was personal. I have it tattooed across my taint,
Call,
and they are surprised. when
call
they
the
see-
Reverend Al.
Johnny Cochran.
Call. I mean,
you can't
call
do that.
somebody.
Somebody, right? There's a lot better ways to go about.
yeah, stomp on the ground.
You know.
I like this because Dennis Prager, who's a conservative talk show host on 870, he said, do what the monks do. Go sit in the square and light yourself on fire.
They had
Basically, somebody else did it
for you.
Somebody else did it for him.
Beat you to the punch, as it were.
But one of the things that I wanted to talk about. So there's this huge manhunt. You okay, buddy?
I want a mic.
Get that mic. Go get it. Just get it. Just get it. You take it. We want to get Dick on the
Take
mic
it,
because he's laughing. He's part of it. We got to get him. You might just have to jump under the table today.
I know.
Wow.
I don't want to say
Is that-
anything.
is
I don't want to.
Is that how it works up here? Because
It's how you get on the air. You got to jump under the table.
We have a new position for the board op to sit in, and the microphones don't fit. They don't reach that far.
Oh,
They
right.
do, they
You,
ju-
you're over there now, right?
Yes,
But I have many things I want to say about the Chris Dorner case.
Okay,
All right,
well then
bring
let's
it.
scoot over so we can get you in. What do you got for us?
Okay, you were right that it was a major tragedy for law enforcement. But I wonder, I haven't heard any things like terms of solidarity between the different police forces that were involved.
Nobody's sticking up for him.
No, what I'm saying is those guys in San Bernardino who lost an officer and those guys who in Riverside who lost an officer have got to be very upset with LAPD for what is like basically their problem that spilled over into their departments and cost them both an officer, which is the ultimate price for them.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
And so I haven't seen a lot of cooperation between these departments, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking behind the scenes those guys have got to be very pissed because
So you
I'm
think
thinking
when
I'm
the
thinking-
guys that ultimately took him down were part of San Bernardino and they were
Well,
yeah,
pissed.
you noticed after the first few days of the hunt that all that dropped off from Big Bear. The FBI left, all those different departments left, and it was just the San Bernardino.
What,
guys.
FBI left?
We'll take care of it.
Well, there was like 300 agents up there at one
Right.
point, and then they dropped down to just a skeleton force. I mean, the guy was right across the street from the
From
task
the
force,
task force,
and they
right.
didn't see him.
Right.
So,
He was,
anyway,
he
that's
was like making them coffee.
So they're
Can I get you
probably
guys
like a
anything?
little embarrassed.
Yeah, I got a box of donuts for you guys. Who meet? No, I just look like the guy.
Yeah. I know. The guy's what like 6'4", like 250.
I mean, he was
in
little,
Big Bear.
and they made such a big deal after that first encounter in Big Bear that they went, huge sweep. They went door to door. They've checked every. I mean, I'd wondered how they would actually pull that off, because if there's locked doors, I mean, what do they do? All he's got to do is
Well,
stand behind the door and.
Yeah, well, they said like they didn't want to go around kicking in doors, and they knocked on like something.
I think they should
600 doors.
I think they should have kicked in some doors.
Yeah, maybe that
Actually-
wasn't like maybe that wasn't the
Go
best choice.
kick in some doors.
But getting back to your point, I think they are, because they set that place on fire on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
In my opinion.
and I don't have a problem with that.
no.
what if it was your place?
All right.
No, well, that's what you have insurance for.
What if
but
you
it's-
don't have insurance?
Is that
listen,
is that an
I'm
act
sure
of God?
I'm sure.
Intentional fire setting by the police?
Yeah, I'm sure some insurance
Somebody's
company will
gotta-
find a way to wiggle out of
but
that
I mean-
coverage.
But I
yes.
mean, somebody's got to be liable. But I'm not worried about the property itself. The property was nothing. It was literally a shell. There was no running water, no bathroom, no electricity.
Oh, really?
No phone. It was literally just a cabin.
Wow, it's like Gilligan's
So
Island.
It was definitely the. In fact, the professor laughed
right,
at the cabin when he saw it.
right, because
He said even I could come up with a well, and why
Right.
isn't Marianne sleeping with me?
well, sleeping.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I know, but he did manage to turn his radio into like a microwave.
Yeah, he could figure. That was. Listen, I know we're going to get off track because we could talk about the logic of Gilligan's Island. He's like the smartest guy in the world.
but-
How about if you just chop a couple of palm trees
Trees
down
out and
make
patch
a
up
ra-
the hole,
Yeah.
you can get up. But everybody else makes it to the island, but you can't manage to get on the boat to get off with them.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but
And why were the Howells slumming it?
oh,
'Cause they
Why-
were cheap.
That's
'Cause they were cheap.
that's like I never
Why
really
were they
understood.
slumming it?
He's like a multi-billionaire. Why is he on a freaking charter boat with like a school teacher from Nebraska or Iowa?
I know Sherwood Schwartz is not with us, but boy, do I have a bone to pick with Sherwood
I
Schwartz.
was like,
It's 'cause
you
he
should
was
have
cheap.
your own.
He was
Yeah.
cheap. The rich guy was cheap.
Yeah, I
He was
guess.
saving money.
Love her.
And back then they didn't have a lot of tour companies like they do nowadays.
I guess not. Anyway,
And
And they didn't have any coconuts in Big Bear. That's why he couldn't manufacture a radio or anything.
So
right.
how about
Exactly.
how about being those two Latina women that go in to clean to
No,
sweep the dust?
No, they were like delivering newspapers.
Oh man.
Yeah, like
The new it
No,
wasn't
you're
a
talking
good
about two different teams of Latino women. There's the Latino women who were delivering
Shot.
newspapers who got shot at.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the cleaning ladies were going
Oh,
into there and
I
they
didn't-
stumbled across him. And I bet as they were opening the door, they were bitching about those two other ladies that got shot.
oh, yeah,
They're
I'm
like,
sure.
they're like, I bet they get a lot of money out of that. I wish something like that would happen to me.
Oh,
yes. So at first we had the two. And
Right.
Now did one of those women die?
no.
Okay, one of
No.
them was shot. The other one was.
Yeah, like I think the daughter who was like 47, 48, and
Talk
mom,
about-
mom sitting in the
Talk
car.
about itchy trigger fingers.
They were both shot,
okay.
I think,
The-
but one was
one was
serious.
seriously shot.
Now, I also heard this report on the news. The guy who lived down the street from where the truck was shot had over 24 holes in his house. That means over 24 bullets got shot at that
missed.
car that missed.
Yeah, they emptied
And the car was
Emptied-
peppered with bullets.
emptied their guns.
Yeah, they
so
did.
to
Like
speak.
several guys must have reloaded and kept popping them in there.
Yeah.
Just a signal to all the criminals out there: if you're ever getting shot at, just keep going because people have really bad. The cops who are the best are good about 20% of the time.
Right. They couldn't.
well-
they couldn't hit a 71-year-old woman sitting in her car, or
And
maybe they did. Yeah.
And if they shoot to kill. They don't shoot
Right.
once or twice. They unload.
Oh, yeah.
They
Right.
shoot until they're out of bullets.
They shoot till you're out
and
of
then
bullets.
another car just
And
got
then you
shot
put
up
more
too.
and then you put more bullets in and keep
Right,
shooting.
yeah.
Shoot until everyone stops moving, even possibly your own.
Yeah.
There's another truck over there. Did you guys shoot that one? No, let's
Yeah.
go over there and shoot that one some.
There's a few gardening trucks on here. Let's just just
right.
make sure. So rough day in Los Angeles for anyone with a pickup truck,
Thank you.
or with a shaved head, and then so they get him. He goes out to San Bernardino. They have this other shootout. He burns the truck. Now they think he's up there. They go door to door, and these poor gals cleaning this cabin get abducted so it was for about 3 or 4 days. That must have been fun because I don't think they had granola bars there.
Right.
No, wait. Were they kept for 3 or 4 days, or did they just keep them one day?
I'm not sure.
I don't
think
know
it was
the
at-
details on that.
What about the couple that he was like?
Well, this was after he
was
left.
it
Yes,
the
after he
couple?
left the
Okay.
2 cleaning ladies, and we haven't heard from them. So maybe their English isn't that good because that's got to be a great interview.
No,
Yeah.
no, because they're lawyered up, and they said in their attorney said, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Cállate.
Cállate. Cállate.
Well, we can only hope that that our good friend Gloria Allred makes an appearance.
Oh my.
She's far too illegitimate to represent someone that actually got hurt
Right,
or
right.
injured.
Yeah.
She'd rather it be something that's just make believe or perceive. Well, possibly her feelings were hurt. Tiger Woods is
Yeah. Right.
mistress, one of the 300. Let me represent one of them because she should get some financial settlement because he told her he loved her. Wow.
Yeah. You knew Tiger. You knew he was married. But
what about-
slept with him anyway?
What about the $1 million reward?
Yeah. There
You
was
trying to jump in on that, Dick?
I'm just saying, no. It's kind of in dispute if anybody's going to get it. It hasn't been paid.
It hasn't been paid. There's been some hiccups with the $1 million reward.
Well, here's
technically the couple didn't turn
so
him in.
he leaves that cabin with their purple Nissan, and then hijacks this couple's truck. He called the police, which is how they found out everything was going on. And he calls them, and boom, and then they corner him into the cabin. He won't come out, and someone is overheard saying, "Burn it down."
Yep.
I'm okay with burn it down after I'm sure they requested more than one occasion. Can you come out and give yourself up?
Well, he did himself.
Apparently, he did
Yeah.
himself.
From
So
what
he
I,
was-
from what I understand.
Now, did you hear the audio of all the shooting that was going on?
No.
No, I did not hear that.
They have audio of there was a reporter stuck behind a truck there, and they had the camera rolling, and there's just machine gun fire going, and he didn't have a machine gun. He didn't have an automatic weapon. He had a rifle. So all that
Well, automatic weapons are illegal in the world, so
Right.
you're not allowed to have. Just ask Oscar Pistorius.
But my point is, they were just pumping lead into that cabin. I mean,
Into
they
the
were-
wooden cabin.
Yeah, and they just had to be going through there because they had those bullets that go through stuff. And
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, he didn't have a chance. There was no way they were going to try to take this guy alive.
No.
But
I don't think they wanted to hear his story.
No. But speaking of stories, I gotta mention this real quick. Back to what you were talking about, people thinking of him as a hero. Have you noticed that there's no big outpouring
outcry,
of
yeah.
sympathy for the people? Feel bad for those 2 kids that got killed,
Right.
And if he had not shot those 2, he really would have been an anti-hero.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could have ignited a firestorm of people going after LAPD cops and shooting them and then hoping it would get blamed on Chris Dorner. If he had not killed those 2 innocent kids and just shot police officers, I believe a lot of people would be supporting him. 'Cause there's a support Dorner Facebook group.
There is definitely a huge anti-police faction in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
I
among
don't-
regular people, not just minorities too.
Yeah, I don't like it because I think cops, like all of us, like the Catholic Church, there are going to be a certain amount of bad apples in all of them. You try and weed them out. For the most part, I'm friends with a couple of policemen, a couple of sheriffs, and they're great guys for the most part. I'd like if they picked up a check every once in a while, but there's just bad apples. You hear about it all the time. I was reading in the Times yesterday that and of course on a different subject, but a stockbroker in Orange County, huge guy, got caught because he was making trades for his clients, but whenever the trades went south, he would assign those trades to his clients, and whatever trades made money, he put into his account.
Wow.
And you think, first of all, how can you do that?
Yeah.
And aren't you logging in to a specific account? But so, it just makes you think everyone in this GD world is so corrupt that how are we going to have any honest people anywhere?
Well, I don't know. I just think there's so many like loopholes, and there's so much people within those trades, like the stockbroker. It's like I wouldn't know how to do that, but like obviously this guy has been doing this for a long time, not stealing, but like knows the business. He knows the ins and outs, and he knows where the
Bernie
high.
Madoff had hundreds of clients,
Yeah.
huge clients with
Kevin Bacon.
and charities. He had a lot of charities that put their money with him, and he robbed them blind. To think that he did it all himself, that's a whole other story.
Oh, really? You don't think?
I think he had a few people help. He was busy spending money,
That's a good point.
Well,
That's a good point.
if somebody was going around shooting stockbrokers, it might have the same effect. People,
I like
you know
that.
what I'm
And
saying?
just shoot the stockbrokers. Don't shoot the stockbrokers' children.
right.
Or
I'm
their
just saying,
assistants.
That's how close it was. I mean, and when you said you had some buddies who were deputies and stuff, nobody complains about sheriff's deputies in this county. They complain about LAPD.
LAPD.
And LAPD has got to really take a look at themselves and say, "Oh my God, this whole city didn't stand up for us." I mean,
Not at
people
all.
were rooting that guy on,
Yeah.
rooting him on to kill him.
Yeah.
And when that was going on, I didn't see any cops wandering around like you usually do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those guys were all hiding.
Well, let's hope. And it was interesting. Jesse Jackson put out a
What?
Jesse Jackson threw out a lifeline. It was
what?
like,
What?
Give yourself up, brother.
Yeah.
We'll look into it.
Right.
Then Chief Beck said we will reopen this case, which they would have anyway.
Right.
They didn't do it to appease him, but even if they did, let's get that guy off the streets, which clearly they did, and
Yeah.
into. I wonder who claims him. Does his mom go? Or they may have even distanced themselves.
Sort of like.
Excuse me.
I don't know.
From Christopher Dorner.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, there was a movie with Mark Wahlberg where I think it's called Sniper, where he's blamed for a crime he didn't commit.
Shooter.
And anyway, blah, blah, blah. He has to shoot the bad guys with his sniper rifle, the guys who set him up. And the movie, at the end, he fakes his own death by burning down a cabin.
Right.
Interesting.
Shooter.
Well,
It's
there was
on
that,
Netflix.
There you go, yes.
that one hostage or something with Samuel L. Jackson where he kept everybody hostage in some building.
Oh, with what's his name?
Paul Giamatti and what's his face?
From House of Cards.
Bill Macy.
No.
Or I know exactly who you're not talking about.
Come on.
We'll get there. Anyway, so that's what he should have done. Or John Q.
The Negotiator.
The Negotiator.
Negotiator,
Thank
right.
you. The Negotiator, where you don't kill
Kevin
them.
Spacey.
Yes, Kevin Spacey. You don't kill them, Christopher Dorner. You just keep everybody hostage until
Right.
until they open up the files, and
Right.
then you take that long walk into prison. They find out that it's the commissioner.
Right.
And
You do that whole like Billy Jack walk down where people are giving you like the
it's the rotten commissioner.
you know, then you get the
It was the-
slow
yes.
clap.
It was the guy that they were saying. It was the guy that was saying, "No, he's no good. Kill him. Shoot to kill. Shoot to kill." And then the chief of police goes, "Let's look into this."
Yeah.
All right, let's switch gear. Let's talk about something. Hey, yes, let's actually talk about a break. We're going to take a quick break.
Oh,
but
we are?
want to remind you. Yes, remember we take breaks on the
that's right,
show.
yeah, well,
we
we-
want to remind you to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. That's the Facebook Wars. We will be right back.
Right.
GoCast Network.
Yo, this is Roddy Piper. You're listening to Rod Pod. I got something free for you. GameFly. You get it free. You save it for 15 days. Play it all you want. No late fees. Get it back when you want. Got every game. 8,000 games. They got the Legends of Wrestling. My son Colt plays that.
And I don't play it as you. I played as The Rock.
You're the Rock in the Legends of Wrestling?
It's the only guy that can put the rock bottom on you. I
Do you
can't
know what
it
he
in real life.
cooks?
No, but I bet it smells delicious.
GameFly. 8,000. Be Roddy Piper.
Hey, this is Aldel Benny. My show is called Anti-Depressed. It's on 5 p.m. Pacific time every Monday on the GoCast Network. I have people with me like Rich Aronovich
That's me.
and Danielle Stewart.
Am I supposed to say something?
Anti-Depressed every Monday, where we teach you how to not be happy.
Hey guys, this is Danny Trejo, and when I'm in Huntington Beach, I go to my favorite restaurant, the Second Floor. The Second Floor has my favorite food, and man, you'd have to see their colossal burgers. You need a damn machete just to cut them. And they were just voted the best fusion art restaurant. Tattoo art from some of the biggest names like Jack Rudy and Rick Walters. Every Thursday night, art shows featuring legends to local artists come in, and you can meet them in person. You can buy the art right off the walls, and all sales go right to the artist. After 10 p.m. Thursday through Saturday, well-known DJs spinning an eclectic mix of music, and you gotta check out their late-night menu. Go visit them on the web, check out their great menu, upcoming art shows, and your favorite DJs. Located at 126 Main Street, downtown Huntington Beach. Second Floor. I'll see you there.
We're back on the GoCast Network.
Hey. All right. Yeah, let's have that music because it's so good.
It is.
Makes you happy.
It does.
When backup singers were really backup singers. Welcome back to the Facebook Wars. I am your host, Vince Don Vito, and Carlos Alisraki is out of the studio today. We are joined by our good friend, Rick Beatty
That's
of
me.
From the Bunker, from-the-bunker.com.
bunker.com.
Yeah. And working the board today is Dick Spenneberg from the Dick and Darren Comedy Podcast.
All right.
You can subscribe to all of our shows on various mediums.
Yes. You can
Or
find
a
us
psychic-
at iTunes.
A psychic you're on iTunes also?
We're on iTunes, yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
you know what? Just go to iTunes,
Uh-huh.
From the Bunker, the Dick and Darren Show, and the Facebook Wars. There's that little red thing. It says subscribe. It says it all in capital letters, I think. Really helps us out.
Please do it.
How was your Valentine's Day, Richard?
Let's see. It's kind of sucky.
All right. Dick, how was your Valentine's Day? Now, Dick, we talked about this a little bit last week. You had that Italian disease, Defunzolo.
Defunzolo.
Yeah. You like that one?
I do.
Defunzolo. And so what happened?
Well, I didn't have enough money to buy jewelry,
Okay.
which seems like you're supposed to get her on Valentine's Day.
Get that out of her head.
How do I do that?
I mean, I
shake her?
love my wife, but I made it clear. I was like, honey,
All right.
the jewelry. It's not going to
Just
happen all the time.
just get over it.
Yeah, if you got a ring. Actually, there's two of them. There's an engagement ring and a wedding band.
Oh.
Be really happy with those because those are really expensive. All right,
Those
so
have to last a long time.
they're going to last a long time.
They're gonna-
I'll shine them up for you. Okay.
As long as they don't turn your fingers green.
That's right. Shh. As long as you don't see the Cracker Jack stamped on the bottom of them. So, what'd you decide on?
Let me first of all tell you what happened. So we got into a big fight right before Valentine's.
Of course.
That's perfect. You know what? I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you right now or tomorrow for the next
Yeah.
36 hours.
I mean, she broke up with me on the night before, and
Oh,
we
really?
didn't speak the entire 24 hours of Valentine's Day. We didn't speak.
Damn.
And I left and I stayed out the whole day.
Really?
And
now,
then-
do you live with her?
I do. And
Okay.
then
So you're just wandering the streets?
no, what day was it?
Thursday was
It was a
Valentine's
Thursday.
Day.
Okay, so I got out of the house early, and then I had a gig that night, and then the gig was actually in a movie theater. It was in one of those movie co-theaters. If those of you never heard of it from here somewhere else, in L.A. County now they have these really nice movie theaters. You pay like $20 to go, and the seats are huge, and they bring you beer, and you can
Like an
eat.
arc light.
Yes.
Okay.
And anyway, so I
If
had
you want to spend an extra $7 for a movie ticket, you can go to these movie theaters.
So I had this gig at this big movie theater, and after it was for Valentine's Day, and then afterwards I snuck into the theater next door and watched Die Hard, the new Die Hard movie.
This is perfect. I don't have enough money, so I'm going to do this gig, get paid, and I'm going to sneak in.
This is how low class I am.
You really took charge of the entertainment dollar. That's basically getting it coming and going.
This is how low class I am. So because I did the gig,
Frugal.
they give me a drink ticket, right? So I get a big Diet Coke, a big
Give me the
giant one.
biggest,
Yeah.
biggest one possible.
And then they give you free refills. So I went back and I had my free refill, right? So now
How long was that urination process?
well, that's what I'm getting to. So now I sneak into this other movie because I can't go home, right? I can't go home. I have to have something to do. So I sneak into the other movie, and because I worked for the staff, they have a really good idea of who I am, what I look like.
Yes.
So now I can't.
You're
go
there for
out.
hours.
Yeah, I can't leave the theater that I snuck into because
Okay, you
they'll
have
see
to go
me.
to the bathroom, and you have a big
right,
cup.
Right. So
Oh.
what I did
Ah.
was, luckily those seats
Pee-wee
are really big.
Pee Wee Herman.
Oh my goodness, really? Is that where we're going with this?
Yeah, so I filled up the cup, but I did throw it away. I didn't just leave it laying there for somebody to kick
Well,
over.
that's big of you.
In a proper receptacle.
That's
Wow. Boy, am I glad I switched topics here.
That was my Valentine's Day.
Holy cow.
So then I went home, and the next day she still wasn't speaking to me. And I took the presents that I'd got her, and what I ended up getting was a face scrubber that cost $150,
That's nice. Little
and a plant.
rotating thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
those
my
things.
wife has one.
And hers broke, so I was like, okay, I'll get her one of these. And I went to 6 stores to get it because they were sold out of them.
Damn.
And so anyway, I just dropped it off. I sat it next to her on the couch where she wasn't speaking to me, and then she came over and she dropped off what she got for me and didn't say anything.
Which was what?
She
a
got
turd.
me
Yeah.
it's a electric thing that shoots water in between your teeth like a pick, like
Okay.
a water pick.
a floss. It's not a water pick, but it just shoots it out like boom, boom. It actually hurts. I don't know if I'm ever going to use it again.
But use it on your mouth, not your ass.
Yeah, but,
That's
You're using it on the wrong end.
yeah.
but it's like a $100 squirt gun is what it is. Anyway, so after that we had our.
I'll do it for 50. Let's come over, shoot you in the mouth.
You're like Chris Dorner over there.
Wow.
So anyway, afterwards, we had what I call our follow-up fight, which is where we restate our position, we won't state that we're not backing down.
You start with it always starts with an apology and then goes, but let me
But-
just tell you, let me just tell you what happened and why I'm
Because
really,
I've had a
why
whole
I'm still
day
really
to
mad.
consolidate
Yeah.
my position.
I don't have to be all over the place now. Now I can really just
bullet
tell
points.
you in
The bullet point
in
argument.
3 lines why I'm really still mad at you. But you know what? Women,
why I'm right.
Women usually take that time. See, we start thinking about, we're like, I really love her. I love all the things that she does. And women use that time to get angrier.
Yeah.
Yes.
They just use it as, jet fuel to
Right,
get to
exactly.
another level of angry and impossible.
Right. And it also gives them time to think about like crap you did like a month ago.
By the way, now that we're on it, let me just tell you about
Right,
the
right.
other 12 things I don't like about you.
Right, exactly.
Now, Dick, is this a place that you live with your girlfriend? Is it a mutual place or is it her place? Because you got to watch your P's and Q's.
Well, we're both on the lease, but when we're fighting, it's her place. It's where we're her.
Ah.
She keeps saying
Now,
that.
this is interesting because if, Rick, you don't know this, but Dick has a Nigerian
Yeah.
girlfriend, and Rick has a white. So you guys ever want to, talk about biracial
Yeah.
relationships from the other end, maybe,
Yeah.
Well,
And
I don't think it causes me any problems, does it? You?
No. My girlfriend is just like wicked
Next
smart.
on the Jeffersons.
No.
But I mean, it's not her race that's the problem; it's her gender.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a specific. There's a few specific words that usually go along with them.
Sweetie, I know you're not watching, but just in case you are, he said that,
Yeah.
not me. No. It's not,
I got an itch right here.
No, it's not. It's never really been like a racial issue with us. There may be, I want to say not necessarily cultural, but
She's never pulled the Howard Cosell. Look at that monkey go!
Yeah. No, it's just like we
say
were
that?
just come from 2 completely different, family styles, for lack of a better term. So I think some of the stuff that I do in relationship to my family, she doesn't really understand, and vice versa. So I think that's
Hey, listen, I'm Italian American, and my wife is Filipino American.
Oh, yeah,
and
right.
We're in a,
So,
we're just as
so we're all,
we're probably farther than you guys are.
Yeah.
Geographically or anything else, and customs. Oh man, Anyway,
Yeah.
how about those gas prices?
Hey, how about them? What are they now? Like
Do you want to defend your great leader and the
what? Like he has something to do with it?
who's got something? Who's raising the prices?
Who's
What the hell?
Exxon, Shell.
Cut 'em off.
Yeah, cut them off.
This is ridiculous.
I mean, because there is a surplus of oil, so the market is fixed artificially.
yeah.
So it's not like there's a gas shortage. There's not a reason to like, okay, we need to drill here because it doesn't make any difference if
Well,
we drill here.
they have to control the market.
Right.
And they have to make the supply, keep the supply and demand high, so that we're all at mercy of the profiteers, and the government is in the pocket of big oil. So, but it's easy to, for me, the Republican, to go like, what the hell's going on? Because if the gas prices were high under Bush, it'd say Bush and his cronies are,
yeah.
keeping it's the government and the cronies.
The government,
basically.
yeah. I mean, if those rich Texas oil men didn't want the money, then the price would go down.
Well, it is a business, but
Right.
I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I had brought in an article that one of the gas companies' profits were down 5%, and they only made $84 billion
Right.
last year.
So what? So
Yeah, so it would have been. Let me go. Talk about corporate craziness. I saw this on Friday's LA Times. We have a link to it, but I actually have
paper.
the paper.
Wow, you killed a tree.
I do.
You suck.
I only get it 3 days a week.
Okay.
But anyway, I like. See, I'm real old school. I like having newsprint
like
on my
reading the
hands.
newspaper.
I have a hard time. I just feel like I can see the whole article, and I don't like seeing it on a screen. Anthem Blue Cross cuts rate hike. So it makes you sound like, oh, they're cutting a rate hike. Well, the insurer will raise premiums an average of 14% instead of 18% as initially planned.
Aren't they benevolent?
Unbelievable. In response to pressure from California regulators, Anthem Blue Cross agreed to slightly lower the increase for about 630,000 individual policyholders that will save consumers an estimated $54 million. Okay? Some Anthem customers will see their premiums rise as much as 25% under this agreement with the state. So I talked to a buddy last week, my friend Mike Dorian, and he was with Anthem, and he said his insurance went from somewhere in the neighborhood of $600 a month to over $1,000.
Yeah, I believe it.
Now, we just have...
Is that just for him or
it
he and his family?
just for him.
Oh.
Now, the worst place you can be as a consumer is buying insurance by yourself as,
Of course.
as an individual.
Yeah.
If you're not part of... You have no power.
Thank you.
You
I'm Anthem.
and unbelievable. Now, we've talked this week about raising the minimum wage, which is probably really important if it works for everyone. Maybe we can take it out of the oil company profits. But if Obamacare can somehow, you see, they haven't figured out a way for anyone to keep the prices down. So that's a problem. But I just thought that,
Yeah.
oh, that got me mad.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to continue being mad, but I'm going to smile while I say
smile
it.
while
There was
you're
a
being mad.
wonderful thing that happened this week.
Something
Nancy,
good?
No, Nancy Pelosi.
Oh,
So there was an
you
issue about congressional pay, and she said, well, you have to keep giving us raises because if you don't, it undermines the dignity of the job. Yeah, stunned silence. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi said Thursday that she opposes a cut in congressional pay because it would diminish the dignity of lawmakers' jobs. I don't think we should do it. I think we should respect the work we do, Pelosi told reporters in the Capitol. I think it's necessary for us to have the dignity of the job that we have rewarded. Now, this is not a time to be asking for a pay
right.
raise. You
Right.
should probably just, Nancy, just shut it and say,
Right.
whatever whatever's
Well,
best.
that's the problem with career politicians, you know. And I don't see any argument coming from. This is probably the only bipartisan thing that's Nancy Pelosi has said that that Mitch McConnell will agree with it.
Yeah.
That's the problem with career politicians. You know, it's like they're rich, they're getting
And she
rich.
is
And
a
she's-
zillionaire.
Yeah, well, they all are. They all are. I think there's like maybe like two.
The career guys and girls.
Yeah.
Not the guys that are coming in.
Yeah, but even those people are like really wealthy for the most part,
And they're
because
going to have
you-
a pension for the rest of their life.
Exactly, because it takes so much money to run and keep that job. That's what
They
do.
figured out a way to keep themselves afloat
Afloat.
after they're gone.
Right, exactly.
It's in their best interest.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And then, of course, Boehner asked everyone to go on a mandatory recess. So they're not even lawmaking. And one of the other politicians said, well, we need to go back and be in touch with our constituents. Like any one of them are in touch with their
It's
constituents.
not, they're going around knocking door to door, like, "Hey, how's
Yeah, I
your
wanna know
life?
how you
What can
feel."
I do for you?" No, they're
You
like,
put some gas in my damn
"In
car,
right? Give me a job."
and talk to Anthem Blue Cross.
Give me some health insurance I can afford. No, they're just going off, going to happy hour and playing golf. And I know that's what Boehner does because Boehner's from my mom's district.
Really?
Yeah.
Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
So you're not getting
we are
Not
well
getting
aware.
a break with Johnny B.
Not
so
at
anyway,
all.
I heard this blurb and then I went to find a link to it because this is what
You got this off of what? Breitbart's?
Yes, I got this from Breitbart. I try. Actually, I have a little article, a little outline that I wanted to talk about. I subscribe to MSNBC, Fox, Breitbart, Americans Against the Tea Party Movement, the Tea Party. But when I was preparing for the show last week, because it was a little Black History Month heavy, I had an article and I couldn't find it.
Was it really?
So I typed. We got a couple other things, but so I typed in Black History Month and I got White History Month, and I clicked on it and it's like the KKK.
Okay, I'm sure. Like, yeah.
So it really bugs me sometimes because. So you go on Facebook and it's very public, and you click like because I want to see what they're writing.
Right.
So I'm using it as a sample study.
right. But you can't.
And I'm hoping that none of my friends see Vince Donvito likes, White History Month.
Right.
And it is.
Let's kill all the
it is
darkies.
basically, you have Obama with like the chimp ears.
Yeah.
And it is nasty. And it's funny because you'll see these pictures with captions coming out of their mouths. What they call them? Memes?
Yeah.
MEMES.
Yeah.
And somebody puts them out, and then it goes to all of the like sites.
Right.
So you see it, so you'll see it on MSNBC, then you'll see it on Rachel Maddow's page, and then you'll see it on Americans Against the Tea Party page, and the converse also for the conservative things. So they make the rounds really quickly. So a bunch of of course, Fox posts make it onto the White History Month, and so I'm like, oh no, I don't want to be with the white supremacists, please, not today.
And especially once you click onto one of those sites too, your not URL but whatever your web address or.
Oh, I'm on the FBI list now.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. You start getting all these pop-ups.
Yeah.
And
well,
no,
I just go right for the defense. Your Honor, they don't like Italians either, so let's just call it a day.
That's kind of weak.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I did wipe all the child porn off. I'm just kidding. It is. You can build a bomb. You can find out how to build a bomb. You can, be pen pals with Al Qaeda.
Right.
All from the sanctity of your
Your
home.
Right.
Unless your girlfriend kicks you out that day.
Right. You're riding on the bus, looking for a Wi-Fi.
Where did you sleep? Where did you sleep that night?
Oh, she went to sleep early, and then I
snuck back in the house?
Snuck back in there and went in
Did you
there.
go on the couch?
I'm tired of sleeping on the couch. She slept on the couch one night, actually, for this past fight, which is fine with me. I'm like, yeah, you take the couch.
Every once in a while, my wife gets really mad, and I get mad when she goes out to the couch. I'm like, we're married, damn it! You get in here, woman. Yeah. And I think I'm Fred Flintstone.
I'm gonna go like something on Facebook that's offensive.
Yeah, Americans against Filipinos, against Filipina teachers.
And when you like something, it tells everybody on
It
your
tells
friend list.
everybody.
Right.
It tells everybody. So I actually, when I saw it, I was like, I bookmarked the page. I remembered it. I wrote it down, and I went back at like midnight and was like, maybe it'll be gone.
Can I unlike it? Right, it goes way down. And so people don't see it as like. People see it as like Vince,
a news feed.
Vince hates black people. That's what it
Well,
says.
it's so funny. It's weird. So, for those of you that are listening to the show, the Facebook Wars.
There's people listening?
This is about. There are people listening right now. Yes. Now on Rick's show, Rick and Jody tape their show and then they broadcast it at later that day. Right. No, there are people. There's a few people really. They've got nothing better to do, but they are watching. So yes, don't pick your nose.
No.
Don't do any of those things that you would normally do.
All right.
So the whole world gets to know that Vince likes White History Month. It's big news.
No, Vince hates black people.
Yeah.
Let's call it what
Let's
it is.
call it what it is. But it's really difficult. I try and so one of the things. In fact, do you have our A post
Which one?
The article that I sent you, the first one, which is the one with Chris Rock?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So anyway, Chris Rock, actually a few celebrities appeared the week before last on Capitol Hill to support President Obama and his gun control plans. You got that one up yet?
I'm pulling it up
let
right
me
now.
know. Anyway, and I think whenever you ask, we keep asking for celebrities' opinions and endorsements, and I think we need to stop. We need to stop because what happens is someone ultimately puts their foot in their mouth. What Chris Rock said was probably, in theory, the sentiment was fine, but he said, anyway, Rick, you want to read that first paragraph?
The President of the United States is, our boss. But he is also, the President. And the First Lady are kind of like mom and dad of the country. And when your dad says something, you listen. And when you don't, it will usually bite you in the ass later on. So I'm here to support the President. It's, it wasn't the most articulate.
No, it wasn't the most articulate. He was almost trying to tell a joke by saying,
right.
The president is our boss. He's like dad. When the dad talks, you got to listen. Right. Now, I'm a zebra. Pay me $1 billion to be in this cartoon.
Exactly. And that's the problem with quotes like this. I mean, because you don't hear the intonation, because that
he was
probably
making a joke. But when it gets put down in print,
you look at it and it goes like, well, that's stupid. But
I only put one comment because they weren't very kind, but it's actually from a black girl, and she says, "Thanks, Chris, but shut the hell up. Maybe you consider him your dad. Maybe you consider him your boss. As for me, I consider him the enemy of freedom. As a black woman, I can tell you that Chris Rock would be screaming racism if anyone ever told him that George Bush was his dad or his boss." Ooh, yeah, that's one of your people.
One person. That's just as stupid as what he said. Like, how is that racist at all? I mean, how could you misconstrue that?
Mm-hmm. Because that's what makes news now.
Yeah,
that's what makes news, and that's why.
Yeah.
That's what we're all interested in. Let's close this one because we can keep going on. We're going to close Nancy Pelosi because I can't stand to look at her just like.
Let's take a quick break.
Okay. Hey, we're going to talk about. We got a couple of things coming up. We've got racism in Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
What better place to have racism than the happiest place on earth?
Well, it's happy for somebody.
It's happy if you're white. We are the Facebook Wars. You can subscribe to our show on iTunes. We will be back with some frolicking at Disneyland in just a moment.
You're listening to the GoCast Network.
Yo, this is Roddy Piper. You're listening to Rod Pod. I got something free for you. Gamefly. You get it free. You save it for 15 days. Play it all you want. No late fees. Get it back when you want. Got every game. 8,000 games. They got the Legends of Wrestling. My son Colt plays that.
And I don't play it as you. I played as The Rock.
You're the Rock in the Legends of Wrestling?
It's the only guy I can put the rock bottom on you.
Do you know what he cooks?
No, but I bet it smells delicious.
Gamefly 8000. Be Roddy Piper.
Buckstar here, Greg Seitz, whatever my name is, Greg Buckstar Seitz, CEO of GoCast Network.
And I'm Gary Garver, formerly of, I don't even want to mention that asshole's name, from the GoCast Network, program director of the GoCast Network.
Weren't you on Journey?
Yeah, that was it. Sammy Hagar, they say.
Sammy Hagar. And you know what? We got some sick new technology. You can check us out with Vidi.
What the hell's Vidi, Greg? I have no idea what that is.
Vidi is Instagram, Twitter combined for a great 15-second video experience where you'll see awesome clips and fun stuff.
Wow, I can't wait to check that out. Where do we go?
Vidi.com? I think so.
Okay, cool.
How you doing? We're the Farley Brothers.
I'm John Farley.
I'm Kevin Farley.
And I'm Carissa Costa.
And we're Farley Brothers Radio.
Tuesdays at noon Pacific Central Time, Pacific Standard Time.
Or whatever it is.
Pacific Standard.
Just tune in to the
Tune in.
GoCast
And
Network.
we also have tweeting at, where are we?
Farley Brothers Radio.
Farley Brothers Radio.
On the tweet.
And we're on the GoCast Network.
GoCast Network.
GoCast Network.
We're back on the GoCast Network.
Welcome back to the Facebook Wars. I am your host, Vince Don Vito, with Carlos Alice Rocky. Actually, Carlos is not with us today. He's not really gone. He's just working on some voices.
Daddy gone?
But we are.
He's out making money.
He's doing something smart. He's making some money. Damn. We are joined by our good friend Rick Beatty, host of From the Bunker. And we're going to talk about some racism in Disneyland.
The happiest place on earth.
It was.
Unless
Unless you're black.
Unless you're black.
Family claims racism by Disneyland character. Anaheim, California, KTLA. This is from the KTLA news site, Channel 5, locally. A trip to the happiest place on earth turned into anything but happy for one Southern California family. They're suing Disneyland because of actions by a cast member that they claim were racist.
Yeah. From what I'm reading here, is it?
You want to read that one?
Yeah, where?
The Gray?
The Gray? I don't have it in the Gray.
Ah, damn you.
Yeah,
I was going to hug him.
I was going to hug him, but he turned his back. 6-year-old Jason Black recalled. Talking about the rabbit character from Alice in Wonderland, the family claims that person playing the character of the rabbit discriminated against their children because they are black.
According to the family, the rabbit was happy to interact with white children. They filed an official complaint and were offered VIP passes, which they declined because the children were so upset. I wonder if they actually asked the children. Because I think if you tell the child who's crying, we can come back tomorrow, I think a child would go, okay. I'm good with that. I'm going to stop crying. Instead, they are asking Disney to make a public apology and terminate the employee in the rabbit suit.
It's about the principle. And what are you going to what are you going to do to make this situation better so it doesn't happen to another family?
Black seniors. After months of correspondence, Disney asking them to sign a waiver in exchange for more tickets, they've hired a lawyer. Now they're asking for surveillance video to prove or disprove their claims. Disney has not yet responded to the family's demands for video. That's interesting.
That's like the most interesting thing about the, it's like, I mean, that's a hard case to prove. It's like maybe the guy didn't see the kid standing there because, you have limited visibility.
Have you ever been in the big head costume?
No. Oh, well, yeah, I was the Pink Panther once. And this thing
Dick,
was like,
have you ever had the big head on?
I have. I've worked at Disneyland.
You were a cast member.
I was a cast member. I got fired.
Did you really?
for having a bad attitude.
Only to the black people.
No, I was in a show called Turtle Talk with Crush, and I did the voice of the turtle. And I've worked at SeaWorld, Legoland, and Disneyland, and Disneyland pays the worst, and they have the harshest conditions for the employees. So I was not happy there, and they sensed that, and so they cut me, and I was like, good, because I wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I was a problem or anything. But here's my opinion about this: those kids are getting paid minimum wage. They're kids, they're teenagers,
Mm-hmm.
in those outfits. They're incredibly hot outfits. They do have a limited range, and they're not compelled by any rules to hug every single kid. In fact, they don't even really want them to hug the kids.
It makes it warm. It makes it warmer.
Yeah.
Well, it also opens yourself up for all sorts of maybe you patted the kid on the back and it's a little too low,
Yeah.
and now you're patting the kid on the butt, and now now you're a pedophile.
That's right. And if the guy in there is a racist, do you really want your kid hugging a racist in a fuzzy costume?
Well, you're not supposed to know. It's just
Right.
supposed to be the character. But
Yeah.
I know they have handlers.
Yes.
Normally,
and
that they have
let me tell you one last thing, because we're running out of time, and I want to make this point. Those guys, they get pissed at those kids because those kids kick them, they hit them, they do all kinds of crazy shit to them.
Yeah.
And if they cut in line, also usually there's a line for
Right.
people to get their pictures taken. If somebody cuts in line, they're not going to go and yell at them or wave them away. They'll just turn away from them to the kids that did stand in line. That's probably what happened.
Yeah.
Because you just can't be a racist and work at Disneyland. Most of the employees there are minorities.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you my little character story. So, as a lot of you guys know, I owned a karate studio for many, many years, and I've worked for children, with children, for almost as long as I've been.
Or with-
yes, basically,
or
I
for
have
children.
worked for children. I have taught or entertained children 21 of the 21 years I've been in Los Angeles. And while I started teaching kids on the weekends, I worked for a company called Performance Parties. So we would do Peter Pan, Captain Hook, Aladdin. So I used to do Peter Pan and Aladdin. I did 101 Dalmatians. We did Power Ranger parties. So I was in, oh man, I will tell you just one story. I was hired by this company, and I worked with them for a long time. They were terrific. They paid us great, but it was really hard work. You performed for an hour straight with a bunch of Nazi children, and
The Hitler Youth.
the Hitler Youth are very tough. We want a cake! We want cake right now!
Talk about a rough room, huh?
Mouth! Schnell! Oh my God. Anyway, so this particular party was in Malibu, and kids know when their families have a lot of money because they are the worst behaved.
Oh, yeah.
I had a kid, so we're on the beach. Now, I'm in, so the 101 Dalmatian costume was basically a white sweatpants and sweat jacket turned inside out with Dalmatian spots drawn on it, so it had that kind of furry thing.
All ghetto style.
Then it was so ghetto, and I think I had a wool hat on and basically like a black spot on my nose. So you're leaving. Maybe it was the kids were so angry because I did not look like a Dalmatian. But anyway, so we're on the beach, and I've got to do games and run and do things, and I'm exhausted. And one of these little angels puts a sand crab down my pants.
Oh my goodness!
I'm telling you, I almost went full Bronx. I almost went full Bronx. You learn something when you're teaching kids. There's a grab. It's hard enough so that they get a little pee-pee coming out,
Yeah.
but that it doesn't. You just can't swing them. But you have to. You basically just have to grab them and put like a little lock on their wrist really quickly, and they look up and you just go, "Don't do that again." And you have to
Right.
change your voice,
Right.
and you hopefully
Drop character.
Yeah, you have to. You certainly are like, but normally what you do is you ignore it once or twice, and you hope that an adult who's there watching will see this little brat and pull them off of you. But apparently, doesn't work in Disneyland. So anyway,
Yeah.
hey, we're gonna start wrapping up the show.
What? It's over?
We move quickly here.
You do. Okay.
We're
Can I get my
Yes.
check now?
Hold on. I wanted to talk to you about that. When I said, would you come work with us on Monday? It wasn't really work in terms of the term work, meaning we're going to exchange goods.
Exchange.
We're not exchanging. The exchange of goods and services. You gave us some of your goods,
Right.
but.
You can
Rick,
hand me
we
a,
can
like,
find
sack
you.
of,
We can find you
flour.
on from-the-bunker.com. All right, and as always, you could subscribe to the Facebook Wars on iTunes. We'll see you next week at the Facebook Wars with Vince Don Vito and Carlos Rocky. Thank you all. God bless.
And thanks for having me.
As I walk through this wicked world, searching for light of darkness, of insanity, I ask myself,